So I was saying earlier how tiebreaker is going to be determined by a head-to-head. However, so apparently if it's an elimination match, which would be that case, then it actually would be match played. So we technically don't know the fourth team yet. Black Sheep, they need to win out, and they're playing against Complexity, who is, of course, now coming off of that loss and not going to be moving on. And then they finish against J-Storm. So it's a very, very tough road ahead. But if Black Sheep wins out, then that would come down to a tiebreaker match. So there you go. Just to clarify on what we're looking at.
We've got 3 supports on the side of Beast Coast.
10 seconds remaining.
Obviously, it's going to be a mid or off-lane Dazzle, but
5 seconds
you've got 2 saves now, a bunch of heal going on. No AA to be picked up, but Spirit Vessel seems like probably the best item in the game.
Yeah, well,
Radiant
this it seems a little like you kind of wonder the mentality right now of the teams, and is Beast Coast maybe having some fun with this, trying something quirky because they know they're moving on, which would be understandable, of course. You don't want to bust out some crazy strategy right here that's gonna win you a big match, obviously, but.
Dazzle's no joke as a core. He's got that 30% CDR now. Or is it EXP talent? EXP talent.
5 seconds remaining.
30% EXP talent with the CDR from his ultimate. So Midas, extremely high value on the hero.
Dire team ban.
So that Jakiro into the Axe for forward gaming, and that means we're going to see Enigma, of course, position 4. Axe be the offlaner, perhaps even give him that regen early on. Is going to be... What's that?
You can't share regen anymore.
Oh, well, there you go.
10 seconds remaining.
It's patched up.
You passed that.
This has been around since Dota 1, so we need to get rid of it.
Only 10 years later. But yeah, the point, even without the shared regen, I mean, that's still going to be annoying for the IO Gyrocopter to deal with in that lane if that's how it ends up shaping up, especially. So seems like it should be a pretty free game for Axe to make his creep cutting happen if he wants to. And also, yeah, that's right, Culling Blade's very powerful this game for a couple of reasons.
Yep, absolutely. He's just one of the best offlaners in the game at the moment, period. So definitely a pretty solid Axe game. It gives them the ability to initiate with the Axe Call or with the Ember Spirit Chains, follow it up with an Axe Call, and then the Enigma can jump in at the perfect time, hit the black hole to win the fight.
So what do they need still? They still need their, you think, probably a save laner, depending on where Ember Spirit's going to end up, but that certainly is a CCNC style hero. So something for Yawar in that safe lane. And again, they're going up against a pretty interesting draft on the other side. Triple heals.
Lena.
We're going to go Lena, just more burst really to break through.
Okay, so it'll be a safe lane Ember Spirit then.
Okay, yeah.
Lena.
That's right. So CCNC on Lena, and then Yawar on the Ember Spirit instead.
Yep. Seems pretty good.
Remaining.
What do they final pick now?
5 seconds.
So is this going to be a mid Dazzle? So, I mean, how does that match up against Lena then if that's the case too?
I kind of feel like off-lane Dazzle makes a lot of sense here. You can pressure the Ember Spirit pretty heavily. Keep the wave pushed in. Force him to last hit under tower. You've got the Oracle along with you, perhaps, for just double ranged harassment.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Oracle Dazzle lane.
You may now select your heroes.
That's another one that can pressure Ember Spirit under the tower, though. And good lord, do you have a lot of saves to keep this Bristleback alive?
Yeah. This is kind of fun. It's like, yeah, you got these two big cores in Bristle and Gyrocopter that certainly like to have these supports around to allow them to do what they can, almost require in some cases, and how it's coming together now. So it'll be Ryoya on the mid dazzle. Is the conclusion there. Brax playing his Bristleback. And Bristleback is a little interesting still. Enigma with the Midnight Pulse. Potentially pretty good. Even Axe and the Culling Blade, but
yeah, they need some beefy front line though, because they just have a bunch of squishy ranged heroes outside of that, and you can't really have the gyro front line. Even with the IO, you don't want him to be tanking all of the damage.
All right, both these teams, again, they know they're moving on to tomorrow, which that's where the playoffs begin for the NA region.
I'm definitely excited to see this mid dazzle. I don't think I've seen mid dazzle played in a pro match since the EXP talent was changed. I know it has been played, but I haven't personally watched one, so curious to see how it looks.
Make sure we're good. Let's see what the odds say on this game. Odds, what are we looking at?
Now I feel
Prepare for
Heavily
battle.
favoring Forward. Wow, it's 3.35 for Beast Coast with 1.28 for Forward. Jeez. I know Forward's undefeated, but it's disrespect right there to Beast Coast. Forward is certainly looking really good, though, you mentioned.
Disrespect or realism, Breaky?
Well, that's up for debate, I suppose. We'll
Remains to be seen.
We'll see the
We will be
result.
proven
Yeah,
one way.
exactly. It's that's why they play the game. Somebody once said. Sure, many people have said that. Axe is going to check things out as he put the sentry down early to block this camp. Being a little sneaky.
30 seconds.
Doesn't
to
want it
battle.
pulled. Wants to just cut the wave. Not allow the safe laner to get extra farm.
They're going to contest here for this bounty rune. In fact, Brax letting the Quill start. Fortune Down's going to hit.
Probably dead here on the Jakiro.
He's 100% dead. It's one more Quill spam should kill him.
Gonna get the rune though.
Oh.
Totally worth it.
Yeah, managed to pick it up, and they do make it a 2 for 2 as Snake King manages to get the rune in front of Ix Mike down here, so can go both ways. Snake King, gotta respect that damage of Bristleback, but yeah, by the way, this is Bristleback in the safe lane, and
Is dead as well.
he sure is. Yeah, they just run him down, and you want to get those sticks online as soon as possible.
too kind you are.
You also want to be cutting the wave right now if you're the Axe. But Brax off to a great start here.
I feel like we see that often for this team.
Brax off to a great start, absolutely.
Absolutely a key player for, again, this has been a funky season for this squad, let's be honest, as far as roster goes and everything, but it's consistently been Brax making big plays and being a leader for the team as far as in-game goes.
Yeah, in case nobody's heard, Eternal Envy was on this team at one point. And so was somebody named Gunnar.
Ah, yes. Sounds familiar. Yeah, how about that, by the way? Just coming up shy of qualifying himself, going over to Southeast Asia and 1 game away. That's brutal. Yeah, that's
He's
all
got a
it
bright
is.
future ahead of him, though, probably.
Oh, yeah, certainly does. Still is rough, but yeah, that's what makes these hype it up and talk about. We love these only one team going on, but then you think about the players and being so close, it does suck, but yeah, it's a lot of money on the line. You absolutely got to earn it. All right. Enough of that, though. How about this decision, by the way, to... Again, we've already seen the impact of the Bristleback in the bottom lane. They got the Gyrocopter IO aggressive up here. Is this for the Gyrocopter? Because right now he's 7-3 against an 8-2 Ember Spirit.
It's sort of a multi-purpose thing. Like, you want to be able to pressure. You can play aggressively with the IO Gyro. And then the Bristleback just doesn't care about having to tank creeps under tower all the time. Whereas if it was the IO Gyro as Pilot Die goes down, you'd prefer the person who's having to just tank creeps and be able to get solo experience and then pull the hard camp and just get a huge acceleration out of that. Whereas if you have the IO Gyro, then you're just kind of using 2 heroes to do the job that 1 hero can do.
Okay. Mid matchup, Lena's 14-3. You have Dazzle at 13-2. So it is pretty close there as Lena's going to pick up the regen rune. And back towards the middle lane. No bottle yet. In fact, just about has enough gold to buy her bottle. Soon to be delivered out. As Axe, meanwhile, looking back at him down at the bottom lane. He's spinning in the jungle. Having the Radiant creep pull with him as well. He puts a battle hunger up on Ike's Mike. And oh, nice job by Mike there. The Fortune's End even used. That's a level 4 Axe though, so yeah, he got killed initially, but he is now starting to do what needed to be doing from the beginning. Showing.
Brax pressuring him though. This is a great play by Brax.
Come and get it.
They just force the TP. Yeah, so even though he doesn't get the kill, I mean, forcing that TP, not letting him get the kills for gold or experience is pretty big.
And able to pull his creep wave back with it so that he's even going to just keep the creep equilibrium in a reasonable spot, even deny the Axe some experience here.
Yeah, there you go. You see the pull. And so Brax, I love his CS. What does Bristleback go for? Pretty unique here. I don't see him a lot. Is there something that's standing out to you? Even something like that Radiant style, more damage focused, but or will it be more utility, tankiness?
Usually Brax builds pretty utility focused.
You look at this lineup though. They have a Dazzle mid.
Yeah, high damage hero though, potentially. I think he probably goes for, you know, like the Solar Crest build, potentially. Maybe Crimson Solar.
Okay.
Something along those lines. Pipe Solar.
Oh my gosh. Oracle, another spin or two. Get one more spin. It probably should be a kill. Snake King, he's committed. He's all in for this. He gets the spin. He doesn't have mana to TP though. He needs a clarity. Oh, the buyback from Ike's Mike. Oh, I love it. And he gets credit for the kill. You know what, Oracle? That actually doesn't feel too bad.
It's the experience for being near enough too.
Yeah. That was a funny situation there.
Solo experience. He's now level 3.
Well, there you go. Axe is back up and TP's back in. Moose, he's got his bottle now on Io. Joins back up with Gyrocopter, who's still level 3 himself. I suppose it's the same on Ember Spirit, though. Is going to hit level 4 here. Massive creep wave in.
Yeah, you're not.
Enigma, just been jungling. Wow, he has 1850 gold saved up, so just going to right-click a Helm of the Dominator, I suppose.
Hit him most last hits in the game currently. MSS having a very, very free jungle
Radiant's
Enigma
middle
game.
tower is under attack.
Welcome to your pubs.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I still want a true jungle role to come back. I missed that. Pilot Eye being ran at, and Ember Spirit shows up though. You are looking to respond. Now it doesn't have his shackles yet. Enigma gets in here with a Malefice, maybe. Oh yeah, it has Black Hole too. That couldn't connect. So Gyrocopter makes it out.
Dire's
MSS
middle
is
tower
literally a
is
core
under
of this
attack.
game.
I mean, the farm is showing that. He's 3rd overall in net worth right now.
And it's perfect when you've got Pilot Die, who's routinely playing position 25. Running around with a Mango at level 3, 7 minutes into the game.
Just his style. He's going to run into Io.
Radiant's middle
And
tower
MSS
under
is now
attack.
coming over too. They know he has the tether though, so committing for a kill. Probably not the greatest decision.
Leo's only level 3 right now. That is not good. What happened? They were supposed to be pressuring this Yor Evers.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. It seemed like he was pretty underleveled. And, yeah, he gets level 4 there at least, but certainly still behind a bit. Same thing with the net worth. Yeah, it's not good. I mean, Bristleback's going off, so that's where it's good news for Beast Coast. But yeah, your gyrocopter is going to need some recovery time. And then there's Dazzle, who, when we were seeing core Dazzles a little bit, the idea that Necronomicon was there. But he is going to go more utility himself, so that's what I was kind of getting at earlier, where, you know, talking about Bristleback's build is supposed to be dependent, too, on how Dazzle builds.
Yep,
And
definitely.
he is going the Guardian Greaves. So maybe Bristleback could potentially go for more of that aggressive style.
Dire's bottom tower. is
Especially
under
with
attack.
Gyrocopter falling behind. But I don't know. Again, Bristleback is somewhat unique in that you make him more tanky, he's just going to do more damage overall. So, thanks, Mike. Top lane. He's dead. Got caught a little too far out finally.
That was toasty.
Yeah, they do have some stacks in the jungle here for the gyro, but not that many. Still only has 1 point in flex, so it's going to be a while before you can take these. And with this MSS, Enigma,
Dire's
and
bottom
a
tower
Jakiro
is
on the
under
team, they need to
attack.
be very careful that they don't just lose their tier 1s and then lose their jungle.
See Gyrocopter making its way to the jungle. Sure enough, and
Radiant are scanning.
picking up that farm. Radiant scan coming out there, scanning their own jungle pretty deep. They're trying to find this axe. They saw snaking earlier, but can't find him now. As mentioned, the war that he has very aggressive. Has his phase boots. He's going to run back towards the bottom lane. As he
Radiant's top
continues his
tower is
jungling
under
adventures.
What do you think about Axe without an Axe?
It's weird. It's kind of, it's a like it's silly, but it's just weird. I want the weapon back.
Yeah, I like the model a lot,
Yeah, the model's fun.
but I do wish that he had.
It just doesn't make
Max.
sense. It's
Dire's
just
middle
weird.
tower is under attack.
And yeah, the name and all. You know. This should be an easy kill though. Culling Blade, especially with Lena rotation. Good job by Forward Gaming. Leo, the struggle will continue. He thinks, all right, finally get some solo experience, get some farm down here. Nope, not the case.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Yep.
attack.
Psych! The IO was actually supposed to pair with the Bristleback like it used to be 4 years ago. It's not the gyro.
Going old school. So they're just going to commit to the naked Jarl just for the sake of having the IO Bristle
Radiant's
combo.
bottom tower is under
Exactly.
attack.
Seems
As
like seems like a bad idea.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And they drafted so many supports, so it's actually a gyro support. And Moose is
Dire's
playing
structures are fortified.
off lane IO.
Radiant's bottom
I heard
tower
that used
is
to be a
under
thing.
attack.
It was a little bit before my time where the you could even like force
Dire's
staff
top
your
tower is under
rockets,
attack.
your homing missile, and
Radiant's
he
bottom
could
tower
actually kind of
is
play the
under
support
attack.
role pretty well.
Yeah, I mean,
Radiant's
I've played
structures
against a
are
couple
fortified.
reasonably good support gyros.
Dire's
Like,
top tower
it can be
is
pretty
under
annoying
attack.
just with rocket spam in the early game. It's off to a good start.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Leo will get a tower kill up there, so he's got to feel good. MSS though
Fuel
pressure in
for
this
my
bottom lane.
fire.
Of course, he has the helm of the Dominator. He's got his brown boots now. Beefed up a bit. In fact, is something else coming out? No, just the tome. Some clarity. So we have 8 hero kills combined, 4-4 score right now in this game. As Dazzle. Dazzle did go the medallion early on, but seems like he is committed towards going the Guardian Greaves as a follow-up. Heals coming for Lena.
Yep, CCNC is quietly having a very good game. Haven't really talked about him at all. Did make that nice rotation in the bottom lane to secure the kill on Leo. But other than that, he's just kind of been farming.
Yeah, Pilot Eye, man, he really does live up to his name of just being position 6 support.
Haste.
Oh, there's the boots.
He's got
Yeah,
boots.
smoke.
He actually has more farm than IX Mike, though, to be fair. So,
I mean, Ix Mike is very similar in that regard.
true.
Plays extremely, extremely sacrificial.
Keep looking back at Brax and his progress. He's got a Hood of Defiance now,
Radiant's
1,800
middle
gold
tower
saved
is
up.
under attack.
Yeah, something tells me, I wonder if they're trying to figure out the state of the game too, and that could determine how Bristleback does decide to build. Perhaps why he doesn't have anything queued up yet.
Yeah, certainly possible. This gyro, not even done with drums 12 minutes in. This is a very, very slow acceleration on this hero.
I don't even think it's really acceleration at that point.
Hey man, he's like a Model T acceleration or something. 0 to 60 in 3.5 minutes.
Not too shabby. All right, he's getting there. He's working in the jungle. Smoke play from Forward Gaming, though, as Enigma and Jakiro smoke together to then kind of wrap around to their own jungle. So they're taking a long route. Eventually going to go bottom and try to deal with this Bristleback. He hasn't died yet. Obviously, a good reason for that. I mean, it's a very difficult kill. With Axe, though, and the Coaling Blade ready, I suppose the Blink Dagger, that's a reason why they feel like they have a chance. But as they make their way down here, Brax, his spider senses are tingling, I guess. So he gets out.
Yep. 4 to 4, 13 minutes in. I'm pretty sure that within the next 3 or 4 minutes, we're going to start seeing some serious pressure come out. I would imagine that Ford is itching for a fight right now. Oh, Black Hole.
Moose! Oh my god, he stays alive. The shallow grave is on him. He got bursted out by the Laguna Blade, but not all the way down. He stays alive. He's good. False promise on Ike's Mike himself. Just to deter them, and Yawar has to get out, but here comes Snake King. He jumps in with that new Blink. The Midnight Pulse put down. The Coaling Blade was early. It didn't actually get the kill initially. However, they do kill Dazzle in the end, so that's what matters. However, Coaling Blade is now on cooldown for Snake King, but the tier 1 mid goes down, and talk about all of a sudden things just picking up. Black Hole is still ready, by the way, as well. Oracle. Fate's Edict is not going to save him.
Clear the way.
Or we're just turning it on.
Surprised they don't just go for tier 2 there. Like, they have all this momentum and these creeps. Still have the Black Hole available. But they're happy with that. Couple clean kills. Get out.
Never refuse gold.
It's going to be 3 for 1 bounty runes for Forward Gaming, though, as they take advantage of
Radiant's middle tower is under
them
attack.
spawning shortly after the fight happens. Almost figure that was perhaps intended. As Ember Spirit, he's working towards the Maelstrom now, you figure. He's got the drums. Haven't talked much about Yoar this game, but he's in the middle of the pack. 6,000 net worth. Not too far behind.
Still ahead of the gyro. The important thing, I think.
Yeah.
And gyro barely ahead of this MSS Enigma.
Axe again. Dazzle, the good blade. Oh, the Fate's Edict. It saved him through the damage. And Ryoya still dead, though. Coaling Blade too strong. Cannot get away. Bristleback, he's lifted up. Put down right into an Ice Path. And Bristleback certainly to fall to another Coaling Blade as well. A double kill for Snake King. Yeah, this Axe was a great pick.
Yeah. Holes being punched in an already holy draft by Beast Coast. They just don't really seem to have... Like, how do they take fights?
Captured in the flame.
They don't have any initiation at all.
It's all about reaction when you have this lineup.
Yeah.
It really is. It's all about, okay, you're going to jump us. We got ways to sustain, though, with the Isle, the Oracle, even the Dazzle, despite that core roll. But, yeah, it's not ideal. Isle obviously going down there as he helps to get Gyrocopter out, but gets caught up, too. Relocate on cooldown. Gyro, excuse me, he's trying. He's working on his own Maelstrom, and net worth-wise, he's not too far behind. He has certainly recovered somewhat. As Moose is now back in, ready to go once again.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Wow, Brack's going for a very early halberd. Interesting. Wouldn't say that there's a ton of right-click damage on the other team.
Yeah, that is an odd choice. It's still evasion for him, sure, but I would rather see that be an S and a Y, honestly. That feels weird to me.
Radiant's middle tower is
All
under
right, well,
attack.
he has a halberd. Even more ways to try to just make these fights last longer, which again is clearly the theme here from Beast Coast. Survive the burst and then push back. Whether or not it's the one that's going to get them the victory is still up for debate, I suppose. Axe now has his blade mail.
Yep, it's going to be even easier to burst this gyro, this dazzle.
Dire
Speaking
are
of dazzle.
scanning.
CCNC, the blind. Oh, uses himself. Unfortunate.
Trying to catch. Couldn't get him, though. I don't know. I haven't really seen much IO since the Ags patch, but is Ags a usual build in this hero now?
Sorry, which one?
For IO.
I know that a lot of pro players do value this very highly.
Okay.
It just gives you perpetual spirits.
Yeah, just constantly
so
coming.
A ton of damage.
All right.
But I haven't seen a whole lot of IO games since that patch.
Radiant's
heroes
bottom
banned so
tower
much.
is under attack.
Yeah, you usually see them back,
Dire's top tower
but you
is
already
under
have
attack.
a Guardian Greaves builder.
Good relocate. Taking advantage of them
Radiant's
reverting that
structures
change.
are fortified.
Are they planning to go
Radiant's
back?
bottom tower
No, he's going to
is
break the
under
tether.
attack.
I was going to say.
Dire's
Seemed like a bold
structures are
decision, but no,
fortified.
it's just going to send himself back. Can he tether to something? No, nothing there.
They're going to try and catch CCNC here. He's going to TP up, though.
Yep, gets out. So Io falls, Lena gets out. Snake King, he's hunting the Radiant jungle. As we do have 20-minute bounty runes coming up soon.
Dire's middle
Setting up
tower
to
is
pick
under
them
attack.
up. Dazzle, Guardian Greaves have been finished. Bristleback, we mentioned the Heaven's Halberd, but still a little curious on that decision.
Brax getting caught.
Or is he? One of the million supporting tools they have.
They're going to try and catch both, though. Oh, he's full health. Okay.
Yeah, see, he's fine. Oracle is dead, though, and maybe not so fine still. Nice Macropire put down, and here comes Io. Black Hole setup, MSS. Perfect setup. There's two more dead, and Bristleback thinking he's going to live is not the case. He's doing a lot of damage. But a triple
Almost
kill.
killed their whole team in response, but
It
yeah.
was a little scary. Yeah, he sees damage at the end of that. Jeez.
Not going to lie, I haven't felt any impact from this Dazzle. He's just been farming the entire game. And if you're just going to farm the entire game, why not just buy a Midas? I don't understand.
We're going the Necro route to split push. Yeah, the whole Guardian Greaves
Radiant's
and then
middle
not
tower is
grouping
under
up
attack.
with the team is an odd decision. It absolutely is. And
We
Radiant's
went for the
bottom
damage.
tower has fallen.
Went for the cast
Dire's top
range.
tower is
Gonna go
under
for
attack.
that low cooldown Hex, I suppose. But where's their damage? Oh, Leo. He's got
Radiant's
4
bottom
Mithril
tower
Hammers queued
is
up.
under attack.
He's got the damage.
It's I suppose that's damage. 96 damage when you add them all up. It's pretty good.
Just raw.
It's a horrible efficiency, but it is damage. Nice. He's got the BKP now. This is your typical gyrocopter Ivan IO teammate build. Just a lot later than he would have liked it. Enigma. Well, he has a Animitis. He's been using that on cooldown and off cooldown even, and now has a Blink Dagger queued up and goes back to as well. This Radiant team does not have great stoppers for a Black Hole either. Axe missed. Trying to catch the Dazzle.
Cooldown reduction taken by MSS is against 15.
Of course.
Picks up the blink, just needs a BKB, and then the game's over.
Feels like it. This is a very large uphill battle for Beast Coast right now. It continues to be a case of just, it feels like they don't really have the tools to answer what they're up against in forward gaming. It's a very unique draft from the beginning. Bristleback is just chilling in the Roshan pit currently, almost if he's expecting them to try to go in or something. But is that a Silver Edge? Yeah, Silver Edge just picked up by CCNC. So now this Bristleback, that's the top farm for the team, or just about, is a little less effective now. Well, let's be blunt, a lot less effective.
Yeah, he's gonna melt just like everybody else on his team, I feel like. And let's see, there's a smoke on MSS. He's got Black Hole coming up in seconds. So I would expect forward to look for a fight.
Yeah, they saw the relocate initially. Io comes back in and he gets taken out. And the Radiant team, they wanted to try to maybe save him. And that might cost them more. Axes in. Dazzle's caught. Remember, that's a mid. Dazzle, he's just cut down. False Promise. And the Grave used. No, that was just False Promise. Either way, it doesn't matter. Because Colding Blade does that. MSS, he's got Black Hole. Can't find the best angle for it, though, but they do catch Bristleback now. Remember, they got Silver Edge. He's going to use it here, and you just see him start melting. Yowar's unstoppable. It's all a forward gaming that's unstoppable is what it really should say.
They want IX Mike.
They're going to
run,
get
Michael!
He dead. Yeah, I think forward gaming on the verge of going 7-0 in the group stages, which... take that how you will. It doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it also mean they guarantee first place, which is pretty important too.
Yeah, how's that work? They get to pick who they play against?
Oh, I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. I just assumed it was a fourth place team, but I think it's the fourth place team. I'd find it hard to believe they get a straight out choose. But I'm honestly not sure. It doesn't say on the Liquipedia. What I can tell. So if it's a fourth place team, it's going to be either the better chance is Kookaburra, or it could be Black Sheep if they win out the last two games and then they win the tiebreaker match, as we pointed out.
More than likely, it'll be Kookaburra.
The flames
They're definitely in the better spot right now. And in the end, it will come down to them if that's the case. Obviously, if they have the tiebreaker chance to win then.
Man, smoke on smoke action. Beast Coast.
Oh no!
Trying to steal the road.
Oh, the Black Hole of all Black Holes. Moose is there to heal on up the best that he can, but just doesn't seem like it's gonna matter. MSS, he does die, but so does everyone on the side of Beast Coast. And forward's just gonna steal Roshan from them, and it wasn't really a steal. It was more of, hey, what are you doing in our Roshan pit? Instead, yeah, they were desperate. They tried to go for a crazy play, and it did not work out.
Yep, but moving on to the brackets anyway, so at the end of the day, doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
They get to go to best of threes, and that's where the actual Dota will.
Yeah, I'm with you there. That certainly is a different vibe for sure. And again, it's a whole nother stage now. Like, that's the thing. It's sure it goes back to the point I was just making. You go 7-0 in groups. In fact, we just had an example, right, in CIS, I believe, where Vega went 7-0 in group stages. They look very impressive, kind of catching people off guard.
Yeah.
And then they get knocked out, in third place even. And all of a sudden they're not going to TI9. And so it's good to be undefeated right now, but it certainly doesn't mean you're going to win the whole thing. Still got to earn it. So another day ahead for these two teams. That's the long story short. And they're going to be joined with J-Storm as well as one more team, either Black Sheep or Kookaburra will be joining them. We'll be able to find that out by the end of today. But this match coming to a conclusion, and that means we have our final game on this stream that will be set up, which I'm going to be honest, there's nothing on the line. It's the battle of the bottom. It's Zalotl versus Old Suck Gaming. I mean, it's a case of, you know what? Will they have fun? Will they be crazy? Who knows? It essentially is a glorified scrim, but we're going to still have fun with it, right?
Who's going to walk away with no wins, and who's going to have the pride of it won in the TI9 qualifiers.
Yeah. That's what we got to look forward to. So should be fun nonetheless. Zalato versus Old Stock Gaming. That'll be coming up next here on this stream. So, ladies and gentlemen, the TI9 North American qualifiers continuing on as I'm BreakyCPK, joined by Elevated. We have our final game for coverage here on this stream coming up shortly.